What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And we have a major injury update on a massively important player to the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Ladies and gentlemen, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Hollywood Brown appears to be on track to return this season sooner than later. And this all started when Hollywood Brown tweeted out a cryptic clock emoji, implying that it is almost time for his return. And in addition to Hollywood Brown putting out a tweet that would seem to indicate that he's close to a return, Matt Derrick of Chiefs Digest and a frequent guest on the Locked On Chiefs podcast put out a quote earlier today stating, "All indications are that his recovery is going extremely well. I think we see him sooner than later. They won't open his return practice window this week, possibly next week, but probably the week after that." And if this is anything close to true, Chiefs Kingdom, that is awesome, because we know that this Kansas City Chiefs offense is struggling, and they had some weaknesses exposed against the Buffalo Bills in their first loss of the season. A big issue in that game was the offense's inability to put a drive together that would allow them to take control of the game. Wide receiver still remains a weak point on the Kansas City Chiefs, despite the acquisition of DeAndre Hopkins and the late emergence of rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy. The Kansas City Chiefs simply just need a little bit more. They need that help that's coming on the horizon to put them over the top, and it appears that maybe Hollywood Brown. And the best part about this news, guys, is that when Hollywood Brown originally injured his shoulder in preseason, and then we got the news that he would be out for most of the regular season following his surgery after discovering that it wasn't quite healing correctly on its own, we were told, hey, mid to late January comeback, maybe he's back for the playoffs. Cross your fingers. But guys, if we're talking about his practice window being open here in the next couple of weeks, that puts him well on track to return, maybe even by Christmas. And I don't think it could be overstated how huge that would be for this Kansas City Chiefs offense, a Chiefs offense that has lacked explosive plays, that has lacked the field stretching ability. They haven't really threatened teams deep all that much this year. Patrick Mahomes' passing charts look very pedestrian. It just hasn't been the Chiefs offense that we're typically used to. I mean, even last year, Mahomes had a much higher average depth of target, and this year it just has not been anywhere close. And so getting Hollywood Brown back prior to January, it just would be a huge benefit to everyone involved, because you can get him acclimated into the offense well before the playoffs. And I think the big worry for a lot of Chiefs fans before was that, hey, it's cool if you get him back in January, but like, is he even going to help at all? Because when you're inserting a guy that late into the season, it can throw a wrench into things, and he could be very rusty. But again, if Hollywood Brown is back by, let's say, Christmas time and plays on that Christmas game that the Chiefs are playing in, then that would be absolutely huge. It'd be a massive boost to their offense, and he'd have about a month to get ready before the postseason and get acclimated into this offense. And I think that gives him plenty of time. And it's not like he didn't go through training camp. You know, it's not like DeAndre Hopkins. We've seen the impact DeAndre Hopkins has made already, but he didn't go through training camp with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he didn't go through preseason. He wasn't in the building learning the offense. Hollywood Brown has been, which I think would make his transition into this offense even smoother than D-Hop's has been. And I also think, you know, there's a chemistry thing there. Mahomes looked really good. I mean, by all accounts, Mahomes and Hollywood Brown, that connection was amazing in training camp. But also, I think Hollywood Brown provides a sort of chemistry playing with everyone else out on that field, because if you guys remember, DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown were teammates with the Arizona Cardinals not that long ago, so they've played together before, and I think that really helps. The nuances of playing wide receiver in the Kansas City Chiefs offense should come a lot easier with those guys being familiar with each other. I think you're going to see a lot of ideal spacing with those two out on the field, guys that know where to be, a veteran presence. And again, it just cannot be overstated how much the Kansas City Chiefs need that for their offense, and they need those explosive plays. And Xavier Worthy has been giving them a little bit more, but the plan when the Chiefs drafted Xavier Worthy originally, I think, was for him to learn behind Hollywood Brown for most of his rookie season, and Xavier Worthy is being asked to play maybe a role that he wasn't quite ready for yet, but he can still mix in a little bit, get you those gadget plays and some deep shots here or there. But Hollywood Brown is the guy that is much more important to this Kansas City Chiefs offense being able to make a deep run in the playoffs, because he was supposed to be that reliable veteran in the passing game that could get you 500 to 700 yards and can get you a handful of touchdowns and so on. And to have that back, man, it would just be absolutely massive. I also think adding Hollywood Brown back into the fold means great things for Travis Kelce. It's less pressure on him now. And again, when you have someone that carries defender every time they run deep down the field, you open up the middle of the field just a little bit more for guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Travis Kelce to be able to make a bigger impact than they would if he wasn't there. And hopefully, if the Kansas City Chiefs can keep everyone healthy that they have now, and when Hollywood Brown comes back, I think you're going to have a pretty damn good offense. And for the stretch run, you're going to have fresh legs out on the field with Hollywood Brown. It'll take him a little bit to get into game shape, but once he does, you're going to have a set of fresh legs out there, a speedster that you didn't have before. And I just cannot wait, because can you imagine just the opportunities for everyone if Hollywood Brown is to come back? And that's another player for defenses to deal with on top of DeAndre Hopkins and Xavier Worthy, and the Chiefs running game, which I haven't even mentioned. It sounds like Isaiah Pacheco has a really good chance to be back this week. But the big news, the big development, is that Hollywood Brown sounds extremely close to returning here in the next few weeks. His practice window, don't be surprised to see it opened up. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here real quick, guys, and give you the latest injury update on Hollywood Brown. That is some really big news. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on Hollywood Brown potentially rejoining this team in the next few weeks? How excited does that make you? How much more dangerous do you think that makes this Chiefs offense? Curious to hear what everyone's thoughts are on this. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And then make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com for more. And I will see you all in the next one. Go Chiefs!